Hey everyone, this is a kind of an experimental video. So this probably is not going to appeal to a lot of you because I notice that most of you folks prefer more popular, well-known games. But this is sort of the art house hour. This is where we look at more obscure games and try to make artistic statements about them, or at least I do. So I wanted to show two games which have they're two very different games, very different games. But I feel like they sort of have the same sort of appeal to them in a certain way, and I wanted to kind of contrast and compare them. So, excuse me, the first game that I wanted to show today is a game that actually the main reason why I wanted to show this game is because Gemini, the guy, well, his real name is Chris Asic, but the guy who makes Ancient DOS games and also Shovelware Diggers, he recently featured this game on his Shovelware Diggers series a few videos ago. And he actually censored part of the game because the game got a little bit too explicit for him, and he thought it was better to just stop playing the game at that point. Unfortunately, I have no such scruples about decency, so I will go ahead and feature the game which was too hot for Gemini. I mean, I'm not criticizing Gemini in any way. I mean, it's his channel. He can do what he wants with it. And Gemini is a very sweet and kind young man. He's Canadian, and so he's very sensitive. And well, I'm Canadian too, but Gemini is a nice Canadian, and I'm an asshole Canadian. So that's they're different things. They're kind of two different species. You can't necessarily assume that they'll behave the same way just because they're from the same country. So, the game that I'm speaking of is simply called Frend. That's it. It just consists of one COM file, and that's it. That's the whole game. So this game, yeah, welcome to Late Friends School High School. Although most objects have no yet been programmed since this a tour, feel free to look around. Some rooms you can't go and you can't pick anything up yet, so don't try. By the way, you can interact with things. Program designed and written by Jim Snavely for friends only. So I think that what happened here is this is a game which was written by one person, Jim Snavely, for his friends as a joke, and it somehow found its way onto the internet or onto a shareware, shovelware compilation CD, and then from there onto the internet. Kind of like what happened with Corby's Murder Mystery. Longtime viewers may remember the adventure game called Corby's Murder Mystery, which I played some years ago. And the funny thing about that game was, what I didn't realize at the time was all the characters in that game were based on real people who were known, who were known by and friends of the game's author. And the author had simply turned a group of his closest friends into characters in a game. And people ended up looking up the characters in the game on Facebook and finding out that these are actually real people, and the game is sort of a parody of their behavior. Anyway, I don't think the people in this game are based on real people, or they might be. Actually, they probably are, now that I think about it. I think there are some names in the game which are probably real people. So let's see what we can find. What do I want to do? Well, let's go ahead and meet some friends. Okay. That didn't do anything. But yeah, the game tells you what room you're on and what floor you're on. So let me quickly explain the layout of the game. All floors of the game have exactly the same layout. So there's a hallway here. The hallway has 4 rooms. There's room 2 here. If you go east from here, this is room 3, and 3 is the eastmost room. If you try to go east from here, sometimes the game, hold on, I think sometimes it says, yeah, it says you bump into the wall. Sometimes it says that and sometimes it doesn't. But anyway, okay, so in all floors, 3 is the easternmost hallway. If you go west from there, you hit room 2. West from there is room 7, and then west from there is room 10. All of these, so every floor has these 4 hallways, and then all 4 of the hallway rooms have 1 room to the north and 1 room to the south, except for room 10, which has only 1 room to the north. That's it. So each floor has those 11 rooms, 4 hallway rooms, and then So from left to right, yeah, there are 4 hallway rooms, and then each one has a room north and south of it, which would be 12 rooms, except that the westernmost hallway room, room 10, is missing the floor south of it, so there are 11 rooms on each floor. So let's go ahead and just explore these. So we're outside RC's room. I don't know who RC is. Probably maybe a person whom the author knew in real life. I'm just going to walk around. I'm just going to walk around in this game and just see what we can do. The game is not very large at all, and there's no ending or goal or anything. It's really just about walking around and seeing what's going on and having very basic interactions with some of the characters. So let's see. So if we go north, we can't go south from here, because this is room 10. This is the one room that doesn't have room to the south of it. But if we go north, we're inside RC's room. A man says, "Aid me with my troubles. Where doth Ben Zuckerman lie?" I don't know. I don't know who Ben Zuckerman is. I know that Mark Zuckerberg is the Facebook guy, but that's probably not what is meant here, because I think this game precedes Facebook by probably several years, if not decades. So yeah, I don't know if there's much we can do here. Can we talk to the man? No. You can't really do very much in this game except walk around. So let's walk around. So here we have, yeah, somebody smoking a cigarette. Okay, over here, there's a fountain. Can we drink from the fountain? No, there's really very little we can do in this game, but let's take a look around, like I said. Teacher Judy's room, a chess set is scattered about the room. A crazed Jimmy Raymond sits at the desk, knife in hand. Can we take the knife? Talk to Jimmy? Can we kill Jimmy? No, we cannot. Okay, I'm just trying to see if there's anything we can do, but there's not much. In the library, a balding woman sits behind an ancient desk muttering about Dewey Decimals. As librarians so often do. Okay. Here in this hallway with the terribly worn carpet, an empty freezer bears a small note. It reads, "Next time I'll take the whole damn school." That is good advice, sir or madam who wrote that note. You should try that and let us know how it works out. This is where we started. So in the entrance, you see photos of a camping trip and other school functions. There are stairs going down from here. We'll go down in a moment. But first, let's finish checking out this eastern side. So an old table with old stale donuts. Can we even get the donuts or eat the donuts? Nope. Okay. All right. So north of here. Oh yes, this is the part where Gemini stopped. So he saw this and he said, "Oh, that's too hot for text mode. I'm going to stop playing the game here." Bless his heart. Gemini is so naive and innocent. But yeah. So here we see Kidder. I'm assuming Kidder is somebody whom the author knew, because I think Kidder shows up somewhere else in the game as well. So here we see Kidder practicing social undistancing with T. Monique, who I'm assuming is a woman, probably. Or they could both be men, or they might both be women. Who knows? It doesn't really say. I guess, again, this was probably made for friends of the author, and so they would know who these people are in real life. Anyway, and down here we have a yellowed bald voodoo doll, and I don't think we can do anything with the voodoo doll either. Now, this is a stairway as well. So basically, rooms 1 and 5 are stairways. However, if we go to room 1 here, you'll notice that the author was careful enough to give you floors 1 and 0. So you can go down to floor 0 or up to floor 1. But if you try to go up or down beyond that, you cannot do so. However, there is no such check on the stairway in room 5. If you try to go up here, you can just keep going up forever. And perhaps somewhat amusingly, you can do the same going down. You can actually go down to floors minus whatever. You can go down to floor minus infinity, presumably, or at least as far as the data variable that holds the floor will go. Now, that might seem very amusing to some of you, but actually, this is not much done in North America, I guess, but in many European countries, floors actually are numbered this way. In many European countries, floor 0 is the ground floor, which is confusing to Americans because Americans usually consider the ground floor to be floor 1. But in many European countries, floor 1 is actually what Americans would call the second floor. It's the first above floor. 0 is the ground floor, and basement floors, if there are underground floors, they are also numbered negatively. So if you actually go into an elevator, you may see an elevator with negative numbers on it, which are for the underground floors, and the ground floor is a big green button with 0 on it. So this is actually not that strange. I don't suspect that the author is European, although perhaps he or she is. It could be the case, in fact. But anyway. Okay, so we've seen everything there is to see on floor 1. But I think if we... Your head make a crater in the wall. What's amusing, though, is that we actually got to room 3, even though the game says your head made a crater in the wall. So we can actually... Yeah, we're actually on floor 0, even though the game implied that we couldn't go that way. So in front of you is a closet. To the right is a pile of fake snow. Can we open the closet? Look in closet? No, I guess we can't do much there. Okay. Old yearbooks are stacked here along with some French books. They have names written in them like Maya, Jim, Dave. Okay, but I don't think we can do anything with those either. And it says you bump into the wall, but we got there anyway. Okay, what's over here? More lockers. Down the hall you see the computer room door. Aha, but in which direction? I don't know which direction the computer room door is. You're in T. Helen's room. There are smiley faces on the board. They only have one eye. What kind of a demented lunatic would do that? What indeed? I don't know. Can't imagine. I was lying. You can't really go that way. Our head starts to hurt. But we got to room 9 anyhow, even though the game says we couldn't go that way. So yeah, the game doesn't have much checking in place. It really only checks to see if you want to go outside of its 11-room system. But as long as you're staying within the 11-room system, it will let you go to the next room, even if it says you can't. Okay. In front of you is the Spanish room. 2 guys sit inside. One is performing self-improvement against the chalkboard. Okay. Oh, and the gentleman who was practicing is otherwise known as Dave Muntz. Oh dear. Dave Muntz is probably a real... I greatly fear now that Dave Muntz is probably a real person. I hope that this doesn't count as some kind of defamation that I'm showing this in the game. Dave Muntz, if you or a friend or family member of Dave Muntz is watching this, we love Dave Muntz. This is all meant in good fun. This is not meant as slander or libel or doxing or anything like that. Please don't take this personally, Mr. Muntz or Mr. Muntz's friend or family. We're just having some fun here. I would suggest that you leave. What you can do, though, if you don't like being attacked by this digital likeness of Mr. Muntz, is you can simply do this. Oh, maybe we can't do this in this room. Okay, I think we do this here then. There we go. Dave falls over, but his fingers keep moving, keep going. Pete screams, "What did you do?" Pete cries, Dave's fingers keep moving. Okay. Pete stares at Dave's dead body. It seems like now might be a good time to get out of here. So that's floor 0. And there's another floor. There's one more floor which is populated with characters. And that is... why can I not go east from here? That's odd. Curious. I thought, okay, it actually didn't let me go east from room 2 for some reason. It's interesting, I didn't realize that. Okay, but here, if we from room 5, we can go up once more on floor 2. And you can actually, like I said, you can go up to floor 3, but there's nothing here. These rooms are not populated anyway. They're all empty. They're just, they're valid rooms in the sense that you can go there, but there's no description of anything here. So yeah, let's go to floor 2 and check this out. And I think after that, we will probably be done with this game. So yeah, many tennis balls are jammed in between the bars of that barred window. Down the left stair. Wait, is this also a staircase? Oh, it is a staircase. Okay, so we can actually go up and down here as well. Okay, all right. So what do we have here? You see Kidder. Yeah, Kidder is here again, peeking out of the girls' bathroom. He is mounting a balding old librarian. Yeah. See, this game is lots of fun. I have my fun with this game. All right. The floor is a carpet of broken Christmas lights. Maybe that's a reference to something that happened in real life. Who knows? You are in an old recycling bin. There is fermented grape soda dripping onto your shirt. Down here. Oh, we're in an old storage closet. You choke trying to breathe the old air. Art supplies cover the dusty floor. You notice someone else in the closet. It is Tara. As she breathes, her supple memories heave up and down. Can we talk to Tara? No. Can we kiss her? Okay. It looks like the only thing we can do with Tara is attend to her more immediate needs. She gallops along under you, her legs wrapped around you. Okay, well, okay, you can read that if you. She spends. Does that mean ends, or is that? I really do not know what that's supposed to be. Really do not know what that's supposed to be. But anyway, okay. Oh, I typed look, and the process continues. Um, well, gosh. Okay. If I type look again, okay. Well, this has been fun, but let's move on and see what else we can find here. Between rows of lockers, two doors with wire-lined glass windows. T. Eric and Brad play with plastic boxes while Tim Brown chases a curly-haired freshman around the room. Is Brown Tim's last name and they forgot to capitalize it, or is Brown chasing a thing? Can you Brown chase a person? I do not know. I'm so unhip. I really don't understand a lot of things about this game. I'm sorry. I'm just so out of touch. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, art room, a large jolly woman draws. The room is cluttered with construction paper and other artsy things. Okay. And here, you're in T. Karen's office. There is an Apple GS computer on the desk. Yes! Apple II GS for the win. Apple II GS is the best computer. A telephone sits next to it. The person who made this game appears to be another person who had an Apple II GS as a child. So I perhaps for that reason, I feel solidarity with them. Anyway, many students sit and look puzzled as T. Monique and Mike Kidder sit on her desk and smoke cigarettes. Yeah, here again we see Kidder. I think this is the third time we see Kidder, and T. Monique also made an appearance somewhere as well. So that's pretty much it. That's the whole game. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot. If you type anything at all beginning with the word C, like, I don't know, convert lead into gold. What? There we go. I think I pressed the wrong key. So if you type anything at all beginning with C, it thinks that you typed cheat, and it activates the cheat function. It allows you to fly through walls and the like, but before you can fly, you must think of happy thoughts. What do you want to think about? Well, you might think you can just type anything here and have an adventure gamer's dream about whatever you typed, but no, it doesn't quite work that way. If you type in, for example, I don't know, something pleasant like ladies, then nothing happens. There is one correct answer to this question. You have to type in specifically computers, and then the cheat function works. And I mean, I understand that because computers are really the happiest thing in the world. They are the most pleasant thought in the world to think about, aren't they? So now you can fly to any room. I can type in any room number as long as it's 1 to 11. Actually, what happens if I type in 20? Because there is no room 20 anywhere. On which floor? Let's say floor 1. Oh, it automatically puts us in room 11. It just rounds it off to 11. Okay. But yeah, that allows you to just zap it or teleport to any room instantly. So that's also kind of amusing. I just find it amusing that you have to type in computers. You want to think about computers to activate the cheat function. Anyway, I think that's all that there is to this game. So that was Frend. I probably should have put a disclaimer at the beginning that there is some adult content in the game, and this video should not be viewed by small children or anyone under the age of 500, but sorry, I hope that no one was offended by anything that has transpired here today. But anyway, that is a very nice game, which I enjoyed very much. I actually really quite had fun with that. Let's go ahead then and go to the other game which I wanted to play, which is Dragon's Keep, which is a game from Sierra, and it's a children's game. So there will not be any repetition of the racy content that we saw in Frend, but let's go ahead and get started. So I think I want to run this in CCS 64. The reason I'm doing this in CCS 64 is well, I tried C64S, but the game doesn't run in it for some reason, or it wouldn't run when I tried. And I couldn't get the DOS version of Vice to work in DOSBox. So CCS64 it is. So let's go ahead and run it. And we get a nice, beautiful Commodore 64 prompt. And then I think in this program you press F9. That's right, you press F9 and then you can choose your disk images here. So let's go ahead and put in, there we go, Dragon's Keep. Yes. Okay, I stand corrected. There is a slightly adult content title on this disk. And of course, you know, if you had a real Commodore 64, you'd have to list the disk contents and choose to load program. But here you can just press enter, and I think it auto loads. Oh, actually, no, it shows you a list of the contents of the disk, and you can just press enter to load one of these. So yeah, all these are technically programs, but let's just load the first one, Dragon's Keep, the main program, and I think it auto starts, so you don't have to type run or anything. Yeah, yeah, everything was automatic. Everything went better than expected. Okay. Sierra Online Incorporated TM presents Dragon's Keep TM. Press any key to continue. Have you played this game before? Yes, I have, but I'll say no so that we get instructions. Press the spacebar to move the square from this line to this line, or even all the way down here. Yeah, so the game is very simply press spacebar to toggle between the three options, and you can press return or enter to choose an option. So let's see. So we can play the game, but first let's learn about Dragon's Keep. 16 animals have been trapped by a magic dragon. You should set all of the animals free. You can't free an animal if the dragon is in the same picture as the animal. But a dragon is also an animal. To make the dragon go away, you have to make the picture change. During the game, press the F1 key to turn the sound off and on. Press the F7 key during game to see a list of animals you have freed. Nice. And to see a list of the animals, there we go. These are the 16 animals that you need to set free in the game. And if you set all 16 of them free, then you win. All right, let's play. So, this, I guess, is some credits. That's nice. Yeah, Al Lowe's name is on this game. Al Lowe, this was one of Al Lowe's first games before he moved on to Leaders at Larry. Oh, and there's Margaret Lowe. I guess that's probably his wife, I think. Maybe? Might be. I don't know. Anyway. And yeah, the drawing routines are a little bit slow because I'm running, I'm actually on 2 layers of emulation. I'm running a Commodore 64 emulator in a DOS emulator. So, emulatorception. But anyway. So yeah, the game is very simple. You're in front of the house, and you can press the space bar to choose. I don't know. Let's go in the house. Hey, we're in a house with a beautiful picture of I guess the flower on the wall. Let's move the magic basket. Or wait, no. Let's look behind the picture first and find a safe. Oh, okay. Nothing here. We found a nail that has appeared to have made a crack in the wall. Okay. Oh my, what's going on here? Oh, it's the dragon. Yes, so the dragon is here. So if there were an animal in this room now, we couldn't free the animal because the dragon's here. But the dragon does not present any threat to us. You can't die in this game. If the dragon ever impedes you in any way, you just have to leave the room and come back, and then the dragon should be gone. So let's look behind the chair. Oh, there's a, wait, what? Oh, it's a dog. The poor dog is tied up. Let's pet the dog. The dog wags his tail, barks, and looks at the rope. Can you help him? All right. Is that a knife next to the dog? That's either a cut-off cigarette, because that really looks like a cigarette filter on the right, but it's probably a knife that's just conveniently put there for you to cut the rope with. There we go. The dog wags his tail and runs away. Keep up the good work. There we go. There are still 50 more animals to help. Okay. The dog is not here now. You let him go. All right. Fine. Fair enough. Okay. So one animal has been freed. Go to the library. Ooh, I like library. All right. Take a book and read it. The hen that is at train station. Okay, I guess it's the hen is at the train station. It's another case of don't dead open inside. All right, that's fine. That's a good clue, I guess. Or actually, probably it's not, but okay. Go into the room on the right. Oh, hey, it's a computer. I like computer. Oh, and the dragon's here again. Hello, dragon. Let's see. Play with the computer? You should look under the computer and help that slow animal. Oh, is there a slow animal under the computer? Indeed there is. There is a turtle here. Let's pet the turtle. You frightened the turtle and now he is not moving. Can you help him? Turn the turtle around. The turtle is now slowly walking to the door. See if you can find more animals. Okay, so we freed the turtle. All right, the turtle is gone. Look at the computer again. I wonder if there's a turtle on the computer, you know, logo, because logo was actually very popular back in those days. Computers are fun, but there are a lot more animals to help. Keep going. All right, fair enough. Go into the office. Oh, there appears to be a top hat on the desk here. If we look in the hat, there is in fact a rabbit in the hat. Oh, close your eyes. That's always a good strategy in games. When you close your eyes, you can't see. Okay. Right? All right, let the rabbit go. Boy, that rabbit looked happy. There are a lot of animals to go. Still 13 more. Okay. All right, so... oh, can we put the hat on? It falls over your eyes. It is way too big. Good job! I think that might have been sarcastic. All right. Oh, here in the kitchen. Go to kitchen. I sniff my rose. Very good taste. There's nothing here. Okay, can we go into the... I guess we go to the downstairs hall. What is that a picture of? That looks vaguely humanoid. Like it appears to have, at the bottom, there are sort of two legs that look like a human, but I can't really interpret what's happening at the top there. Is that... I really don't know. And also, what's with the colors? Is that... I really do not know. Is that maybe it's abstract art? Who knows? Anyway, look behind the trunk. Okay, there's an electrical outlet in the form used by North American locations. Look behind the picture. Oh, there's a bird. Look, a bird is in the cage. All right. Oh, feed the bird. Birdie num-num. I'm just doing the birdie num-nums. The bird is not hungry. He looks lonely. Can you help him? All right, open the cage and let the bird go. Wonderful. The bird has gone to fly with the other birds. Keep going. All right. So I guess I don't need to play this game all the way to the end. You get the idea. I mean, it's a nice game. It's obviously a kid's game. Now, what does this game have to do with the first game? They obviously are, again, they're very, very different games. What they both have in common for me is something that most games that are made today are missing. What they really have for me is that sort of creative spirit of exploration. Both games are just kind of about walking around, and there's not a lot of challenge. There aren't really any puzzles or anything. It's just kind of walking around and seeing what you can find. And I realized some time ago, I think I made a video about this a couple years ago, that's actually what I like in games. I don't necessarily want to be some incredibly skilled master pro gamer who mastered some boss fight and won the game. I don't necessarily want to play a game for 80 hours and level up my character. I like exploring. I like environments in game. And both of these games are just about exploring environments. Also, what I also really like about both these games is they're obviously made by small teams of people. I think Frend was probably made by one person. This game was made by maybe like, what, 2, 3, 4 people. And, you know, you see here very clearly that sort of creative spirit of someone working alone on a computer. Some person just sat down on a computer and sort of came up with some ideas and put those ideas onto the computer screen. And it's very amateurish. It's very simple, but I mean, that's what I like. I find these kinds of programs way more interesting and way more enjoyable than the overproduced sort of Hollywood-style games that are being made today with professional voice actors and, live, well, not live, but, video, you know what I mean? Graphics that are photorealistic and look like, it looks more like a movie than a game. I mean, that's not much fun to me. That's just that it's so cliche. It's so I don't know. I'm kind of like I am to computer games what B-movie connoisseurs are to movies. I just really like games where you can see that there is one person who just sat down and did their best to kind of express themselves with a game. And the resulting game is, of course, very flawed, because people are flawed, but it is way more interesting as a form of art and expression than any AAA game that's being sold today. So I really like games like this. One thing that I also find very interesting about these two games, if you kind of contrast them, is both of them are from one end of the age spectrum to the other. This game, Dragon's Keep, was made by adults. I mean, it was made by, grown-ups, but it's obviously a children's game. It's meant for children. I mean, I enjoy the game as an adult, but I did play this game as a child. I have good memories of playing this game as a child. It is obviously targeted at children. But if you think about Friend, it's obviously a game made, I mean, let's not be naive. It is obviously a game made by a kid. You can see from how it's written. It is a game made by a kid in school. But it has, quote, adult, unquote, content in it. That's kind of the funny thing. Adults try to make games for kids, but to really make a game that appeals to adults or adults, sometimes you need a kid for that because, kids are, I mean, that game Friend, I mean, it's a very simple and short and kind of stupid game, but again, I had more fun with that than most games that I've played recently. I mean, games today, there has to be some huge long story, and you have to sit and listen to the story for half an hour before you can do anything. And then as the game, and the games are so cliche. You know what? I don't really want to be some ancient sorcerer on some grand quest who walks around upgrading his +4 level staff of enchanting and his +2 leather boots of long distance traveling. I just want to meet a supple breasted woman in a supply closet and have a supplies with her. That's really, that's what's that's what's fun. That's what people actually like to do. And for that kind of thing, you need these games that are just made by just amateurs working alone at home who know what makes a fun game. So the contrast between these games are very strong, but at the same time, again, I feel like they sort of have the same kind of vibe. They're both games made by people who like computers, who have fun with computers, and wanted to make something fun and funny that would help other people also have fun with computers. And I think both of these games are very effective at that, even though they're from very different demographics and targeted at very different demographics. So there you go. That's my juxtaposition of Friend and Dragon's Keep. I guess that's all that I really had to say. I just wanted to rant about these games for a while and say that both these games are fun. I like them a lot, and my thanks to the authors who made both of these games. I wonder whatever became of that guy who wrote Friend. I mean, Al Lowe is, I guess, retired now, but whatever happened to the guy who wrote Friend? Did he go on to greatness and make many other great games with his talents? I don't know. Maybe the world will never know. But anyway, all right, that's all for me. Thanks for watching, everyone. I will talk to you folks later. I am out of here.